spot and you are going to be busy collecting the hurricane data for your portion of the group tonight for homework. I'm going to take you through how to get there. So if you're watching this video, you should be watching it from your iPad, and you should be sitting in front of a laptop computer or a desktop computer to be actually going to the website for the hurricane data. You might be able to try using the iPad to access that information. I don't know if it will work as well at home as it does at school, or vice versa. My suggestion is if it's not working on the iPad, please make sure you go to a desktop or laptop. That's part of the reason why I turn this into homework. So you should be in Schoology, and you should be in Oceanography. I want to make sure that you go to week 3, and you're going to click on the date September 5th, 2017. So you are going to go ahead and do a couple things for me. You're going to open up the hurricane data spreadsheet in Numbers. And if you're working from a PC, it might ask you to open in Microsoft Excel. Okay, if you're working from a Mac, then you should probably be able to easily open it up in Numbers if you have that program. I will provide the Excel version of this if you are working on a PC. So what you should have in front of you is a spreadsheet that shows hurricane name, start date, latitude and longitude of the start date, end date, latitude and longitude of the end date, duration of the storm, ocean, and landfall. So that should just be in the background. Come back to the Schoology page, and you're going to want to open up the Hurricane Lab PDF. Now remember, to access the website, we are going to go to the second link there, but I think in order to access the link, I need to download this onto my computer. So I'm going to go ahead and download, and then I'll open the downloaded PDF, and I should be able to click on that link, and it should open up. So once I get that link to open up, you can either use Firefox or Chrome. You're going to click on name and year, and we're going to be searching for 2012. So it's really important that you follow these next set of directions carefully, or else you're not going to get the screen pop up the way that you want it to. So you'll type in 2012. Please don't hit return at this point. Okay? Instead of hitting return, you're going to hit the search button. I find that works better for pulling up all the data at once. Now, because it's searching through a very large database, it's going to take some time still, even if you're at home with a fast Wi-Fi connection. Just let it kind of go in the background. In class, I will have assigned you the names of the hurricanes that you're in charge of tracking data for. So make sure that you're following those directions and tracking for your group, because when you come back to school, you're going to be sharing that data. Okay, so like I said, even on my connection at home, and I have a pretty fast connection at home, it's taking some time for that data to pop up. That's okay. The data pops up right here, which is great. Okay, so if you scroll down, you can see all of the hurricanes. Okay, and in the map here, if you scroll, you can zoom in and you can zoom out. In order to move to different parts of the world, you have to kind of, there's like a little hand here, and you click and then move at the same time with your mouse so you can see the whole planet. Okay, so that might take some playing around with. Okay, so going back to the data collection, let's say I've given you Alberto through some letter in the alphabet, maybe Dondo. Okay. The first thing you're going to want to do is start on your very first hurricane that you've been given. So you'll click on that, and then that will take you, you used to be on a tab where it said results. As soon as I click on Alberto, it will take me to this tab where it says selected. And if you scroll down, you'll see the date that it started, which is May 19th, 2012, and you'll see the date that it ended, May 23rd, 2012. So then I can go to Numbers and put in my first set of data. So I have Hurricane Alberto. The start date was May 19th, 2012. I don't have the latitude and longitude for that start date yet, but I will. its end date was May 23, 2012. And I can even do the duration of the storm by finding the difference between the 23rd and the 19th. And that would be 4 days, and you can just put the 4 in there. Okay, so if I go back to my map, I can also see where this hurricane started and ended, and it was in the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, so you'll go back into numbers, and where it says ocean, just say Atlantic. And then did it make landfall? We're going to take a look. I think in this case it's better to zoom in so you can kind of see what's going on. And you might have to click and move. Oops, try not to zoom out on an accident like I just did. And you might zoom in again. And you can see it never made landfall, so then all you do in your spreadsheet is just say no. Okay? So I'm going to go back to latitude and longitude start date. So while we're on that hurricane, you can see that if I kind of mouse over dates, okay, you can see it changes at the bottom of the screen. There's a little box that says POS at the bottom left-hand corner. So this box right here, if you see that, you'll see I'm changing latitude and longitude. The only way I can get that to change is if I'm actually within the screen right here, okay? You'll also see as I move over different points here that it moves on the date in the box to the left, okay? So I might want to zoom in just a little bit more so I can get really close if I can do this. And I can zoom in a little bit more, grab, and move over, and I'm good to go. Okay, so if I want to see what the latitude and longitude is for the start date, all I do is I click or I tap. If you see that the very first circle light up, that's my start date, and I can verify that off to the left there. It says May 19th, 2012. I'm noticing my position, and the position bar in the lower left-hand corner is 33.25, and that is, remember, latitude, and that's a north latitude, and negative 76.86, that's a longitude, and because it's negative, it's west. So I'm going to have you guys round to the nearest degree. So for the position, it should be 33 degrees north, and for the longitude, it should be 77 degrees west. And again, I'm getting that from this box down here. Notice it's changing. So again, I'll do that one more time. I'll start up at the start date there. I have 33 degrees north, and I have 77 degrees west. So I would go back into my chart on the start date, and I would write 33 north and then 77 west. I go back and take a look at the end date. So end date is all the way out here. Notice my position is changing in the lower box there. At the end date, I'm at 35 degrees north, so I'm still in the northern hemisphere, but my longitude, has changed quite a bit. And I've gone from being, the hurricane has moved eastward, okay? So I am at 35.82, so you can round that up to 36 degrees north, and negative 65.61, I would round that up to negative 65. So 36 degrees north, 66 degrees west for the end date. So 36 degrees north and 66 degrees west for the end date. And I am done with my very first set of data. You will go ahead and collect that data for the other 20 or 23 points that you have. Remember, in order to do that, to get out of here, you click back into results, and that will give you all of the hurricanes. So then I'm ready to go back to Now I'm ready to go to Hurricane Aletta, and that will take me to another hurricane. Now I can't see where Aletta is on this map, so what I would do is just click the zoom out button, and I can see that Hurricane Aletta is happening right here, and I would do the same for it. I see I don't know which one is the start and end date until I put my mouse over it. I can see that's the end date, and if I come over here, that's the start date. And you would do the same exact thing for that hurricane. Once you're done with that hurricane, then you go back to results and you move on to the next data set. I hope that helps you. We're going to come back to class and share our data with our partners. Good luck.